are going to have about 2.5 hours, 3 hours with us today. Super excited about spending time with you guys. Appreciate you tremendously. So hang out and vibe with me while we go live on YouTube. And if you are on YouTube right now, we are live at September 8th, Monday, 5:07 p.m. We will put the Zoom link in the side chat on YouTube, so you guys can pop over here and hang out with the smart people that are actually on Zoom. I'm going to do that right now. Today, we are going to be covering a lot of fun things. So I've got to go very, very fast today. We're going to be covering what is an RV park versus a mobile home park. Believe it or not, we got to cover that stuff. And I remember I'm teaching a new audience. So if you've already done a dozen RV park deals and you're in the SubTo community, this training is probably not for you. Hang out, go to some of the other trainings, okay? Let me get you guys the RV park underwriting guide. I'm going to put that in the side chat right now so we can fulfill on the promises that we gave you guys. Here's the RV park underwriting guide, and here is the RV park guide. Okay, we built those. Those are just warm-up freebies. I'm going to tell you that in about 30 minutes, I'm going to give you something that is so powerful to blow your freaking mind. All right, so here's what we're going to cover today. We're going to be covering creative finance. What is creative finance and what am I actually known for? Believe it or not, I'm not known as an RV park guy. I own about $20 million in RV parks, but my portfolio is $500 million in size. And so RV parks are actually a small fraction of my overall portfolio. I just love them. I think that everybody should own one. I think after owning them for a couple of years, I've learned that out of all the asset types, right, multifamily, self-storage, Section 8, all of these types of deals, RV parks are probably the best for a new person to completely quit their job on one deal. And so that is why we're teaching this today. I'm not the foremost expert on RV parks. What I am is pretty dang good at RV parks, but I am the best in the world at creative finance with RV parks, which is how do we acquire them? How do we structure the deals? How do we go get these things without any money out of our pocket? There's nobody better on the planet than me and the SubTo community, my friends that are all over the country. We dominate in that space. So we're going to be talking about creative finance. What does that mean? Seller finance, SubTo, PACE. What the heck is this peace sign on your hat? We're going to cover those things for about 15 minutes. We're then going to give you guys a couple of fun examples of deals that are actually in my portfolio. We're then going to break down Maddie's most recent single family deal so you guys can see the contrast of cash flow on a single family deal versus the contrast of a cash flow on a deal I've owned for a couple of years. I'll actually pull up my bank account. I'll show you proof of this. I will also show you the P&L, the profit and loss statement, which is the financial document that you can see how much money that park is actually making every single month. And when I say making money, I'm not talking about generating revenue. I'm talking about what can I put in my pocket? What is the amount of money I could use to quit my job? When I say making money or net during the next 4 days, I want you to understand that that is exactly what I'm talking about, is money I can put into my pocket. Now, I'm going to unleash the side chat here because I actually like chatting with you guys. I like the energy, but I have given the freebies in the side chat here on Zoom. I just want to be very clear. I'm going to unleash the chat. If you haven't gotten those freebies, that's on you. We are moving forward. So those things are going to be covered. We are then going to be covering a bunch of things. We're going to be covering things that are going on in the RV park industry. What is it going to look like in 10 years? We're going to be covering why do I think it's a safe asset class? Here's a couple of asset classes I don't think are safe right out of the gate. I don't think Airbnb is safe. I think that in 10 years with massive job loss, and I think that what's going to happen is the economy is going to get softer. More and more people, do we think we're going to be more unemployment or less unemployment in a year from now? What do you guys think? Be honest. I'm not trying to be a fear monger. I'm just trying to, let's just be honest with each other, right? We're here to be honest. Way more unemployment. So if there's way more unemployment, are there going to be more people or less people Airbnb-ing? More or less people. Okay, cool. So when I talk about a not safe asset class, I'm saying Airbnb is kind of a waste of your time. It's not a great business for you to go get into if you're trying to quit your job. It's unreliable. You're going down a pathway that essentially that pathway is very short and you're going to go, gosh, dang it. I shouldn't have gone into Airbnb. Now, do I own Airbnb? Yes. I've done 75 Airbnbs, more than most Airbnb educators enough to know that you should not be starting an Airbnb right out of the gate. Okay. It is an experienced person's game. You need to find incredible properties in incredible locations, and you have to spend an incredible amount of time, energy, and effort dealing with the Karens. Sorry if your name is Karen, by the way. If your name's Karen, I'm very sorry. I did not mean that. You have to deal with the Karens. You have to deal with all of the things, etc. So RV parks, we're going to cover why they're so safe compared to other asset types. Okay. Now, we are also going to be talking about what states have the most RV parks. We're going to talk about the differences between RV parks, RV resorts, mobile home parks, trailer parks, all of those types of things, and the common confusions. And then we're going to bring up somebody who has started in the RV park business by finding deals for people like me. And now they have transferred from a deal finder to a deal keeper. Who in here is a deal finder? Type the word finder in the side chat. Type the word finder in the side chat. My guess is this training, which is, relatively elementary, it's a warm-up series. Most people in here are deal finders, meaning, hey, I want to learn how to wholesale. I want to learn how to find these deals. Yes, I do want to own one, but I'm deathly afraid of owning things and tenants and property management and teams and payroll and cash. Pace said the word P&L, and that scared the heck out of me. If that is you, then you should be paying attention for the next 48 days as how do I find these deals and bring them to people like Pace? How do I go partner with people that have the experience? We all agree, give me a yes that you agree that that is where your mindset should be. So even when I'm explaining, look at this park I own, the way you should think about is, anybody that owns an RV park is going to be my customer if I'm a deal finder, okay? First piece of note I want you to take down is when you are doing anything in real estate, you should be able to answer the question, who is my customer? Can you please write that down? Who's my customer? Who's going to pay me money? That will help you solve and simplify all of the challenges of real estate. Okay, if I'm a real estate agent, who's going to pay me? Who's going to pay me if I'm a real estate agent? You guys think it's the seller. It's not. The seller might receive the money, but the money comes from the buyer and goes to the seller, and then the seller pays the agent. But the money came from the buyer. You need to understand where the money is coming from, where it's flowing, so you can put the pieces together and go, man, the reason why I haven't made money is because I don't understand all the pieces of the puzzle. Okay. Hey, do me a favor, Choice Crosby. I'm going to give you, because I know you and I just saw you the other day in person in Oregon, I'm giving you one last chance. Do not promote yourself. Do not put your link in here. Do not put your email in here. The second you guys start promoting who you are and what you're doing, this is not a private SubTo community Zoom, okay? I will boot you out. If this is a private Zoom, I can trust people putting their name in the side chat and you guys networking. But when somebody's putting their name and information in the side chat, we had somebody 2 years ago scam somebody in the side chat saying, hey, I'm a lender, reach out to me. They lost $15,000. I felt so bad about it because it was an open Zoom that I wrote a check for that $15,000 and I made a promise that I will not ever allow people to promote or network in the side chat on an open general Zoom. Are we all on the same page? Give me a yes. Okay. I don't care who you are. If you're my best friend, if you've done deals with me and we've made money together, if you are promoting or linking anything in the side chat, even your name, and here's my blink and here's my thing, Carly, I don't care who it is. Look at this. Ebony says, I remember when that happened. Thank you, Ebony. See, it legit happened. I had to write a check for $15,000, not because I had to, but because I felt obligated. It's all good. It's not a big deal. We all live and we all learn. Joey Strange, good to see you, my friend. Cool. No promoting, please, in the side chat. We should be asking questions, saying, yes, this is awesome. Wait, I'm confused about this. That is what the side chat is about. The second we abuse that, we turn the side chat off. Okay. Amazing. So that is day one. Okay, day one, we're going to go through all of those things. Day number two, we're going to be talking about where to find these RV parks. I'm then going to be talking to actual brokers, and I'm going to be walking through scripts and cold calling brokers off some of these websites and showing you guys how to get deals sent to you. Okay, Kendrick says, Crexy. Crexy is one of 7 places. That is correct, Kendrick. Thank you so much. So, all right. We will be doing that tomorrow. Then on Wednesday, we will be covering how to underwrite, meaning how do I look at all the details of this RV park and make sure it's something that I want to send to my buyer, my customer, right? If I'm a deal finder, or if I want to keep the deal myself, we want to show you guys how to underwrite. I'm going to be bringing in people that I have underwrite my deals, right? And we're going to be bringing in like some of the coolest guests of the week, people that bought 7 or 8 RV parks in the last year, people that are in our SubTo community that are buying deals from other people in the SubTo community that are RV park deal finders. And we're going to be bringing in deal keepers so you guys can see both sides of the same coin. Okay. So a lot of fun things that we're going to be covering today and tomorrow, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So at 5:30 in 12 minutes, I'll be dropping the private raising private capital class. I have a free course I built. It's 27 hours long. I'm going to be dropping that in about 12 minutes. A couple of things I want to promote before we get started. I'm going to promote something of mine that is completely free. If you didn't already know, my wife has just pulled my kids out of school. Okay. So I have a 17-year-old, a 6-year-old, a 3-year-old, and a 1-year-old, and we are pulling our 3 youngest out of school and all of their classes. Denise says, good. School is cool, guys. Okay. The reason why we are doing this is because we are going on a 5-month road trip. And that road trip is going to be at 109 cities where we are going to come and do deals live in your city. Every single night, 2 hours every single night, we are going to be doing a nationwide challenge in your city. Me, my wife, my kids, the SubTo community, my leaders that are all over the country, we're going to be helping you generate leads, submit offers, and get contracts all start to finish in 2 hours. Okay. Here's where you go. I am coming to Utah. Yes, I'm coming to Canada. Here's what we're going to do. Here's a big rule. Please do not ask me where I'm going because you are resourceful and you can go to creativenationtour.com. Okay. I'm going to pop the side chat on pause. creativenationtour.com. Okay. creativenationtour.com. Now, the Creative Nation Tour is completely free. The only thing that I will sell there are going to be like tacos and desserts, et cetera. We're going to be bringing in taco trucks. We're going to be bringing in all sorts of food for after the time that we do deals together. I just told myself after helping this lady named Maddie Richards, a homeless lady, I said, it can be done in every city and it can be done in 2 hours. I can help you. And me and my leaders in the SubTo community can help you get traction and action in your business in less than 2 hours. Come to the meetups, creativenationtour.com. Go in there, RSVP right now. It is completely free. I will be selling only tacos. Not that I'll be making any of that money, but we will be selling food because people go, where's the food, Pace? There will be taco trucks, food trucks, all that kind of stuff. I'm coming to Canada. I'm coming to Puerto Rico. I'm coming to 109 cities in the United States. Guys, and if I'm coming to Fargo, North Dakota, yes, I am. Believe it or not. I'm coming to Fargo, North Dakota. We have people in the SubTo community in every single part of this country. I'm going to be holding big meetups where our SubTo community members are going to be the leaders. You, anybody, can come out and pair up on teams for a couple of hours, meet incredible people. Then I will be moving on to the next city. Now, what I'm doing is actually holding a competition. I want to see what city, okay, creates the most offers, gets the most contracts in a 2-hour time frame. So we're going to be competing city to city to city to city. I just bought a 40-foot tour bus, $500,000, no money down. The seller let me take over their payments. He's never even slept in this thing. It's so brand new, has 1,000 miles on it. And all they did was drove around. He never slept in it one time. I took his payments over. SubTo, which is what we're going to talk about here in a couple of minutes. Okay. creativenationtour.com. Now, for those of you guys that want the 27-hour raising private capital class, here's what I want to make sure you understand. You are going to have to sign up for a newsletter. I know it's annoying, but I promise you I don't sell anything on this newsletter. If I ever sell something, even a book, I want you to unsubscribe from this newsletter. What I'm going to be doing on this newsletter is once a month, I'm going to be presenting a deal that I am doing, okay, a funding deal, a raising private capital deal. And I'm going to invite the whole world to come and see the breakdown of this deal one time per month. Okay. The deal is going to be different every single month. And what will happen is every time we do one of those Zooms, it will be live, very similar to this. I'll present a deal, show you guys how I raised the capital, how I'm structuring the deal. For example, if you guys want to see a deal that I just funded today? Anybody want to see a $500,000 deal I just funded today? Yes or no? Can I take like 7 minutes and explain this? Okay, cool. So one of the things I do, and a lot of the people that are gators, right? We have a 3-part community. I call it the trifecta. We've got SubTo. That's where we find deals and keep deals, hold them in our portfolio or wholesale them. We then have Gator, which is what funds those deals. Okay, they bring money to the transactions. And then we have transaction coordinators. Okay, this is the trifecta of our community. One of the transaction types that I do is I do a lot of lending on other people's deals. So check this out. Okay. Eden says, come to Canada Pace. Is the RV training applicable in Canada as well? Eden, my friend, go to creativenationtour.com. Okay. Bruce says, dude, you're the best. You're really doing that tour. Yes, I'm really literally doing that tour. I'm not joking. My wife took the kids out of school just to do that. creativenationtour.com. Okay. All right. So check this out. We all know that the government spends a lot of money, right? The federal government of the United States spends a lot of money. And what they do is they go and they find services that they need. Okay. Sometimes those services could be as much as, hey, we need guns, we need ammo, we need even classes for our Army, or classes for our Navy, or classes for whatever. Okay. I have a customer that is what we would call a government contractor. What is a government contractor? What they do is they go on government websites and they find things that the government needs. Toilet paper, gummy bears, whatever the heck it is. Okay. And these government contractors get millions of dollars in contracts. Is everybody following me so far? Give me a yes or a no. Is everybody understanding how these people make money? Okay, cool. If you guys have ever seen the movie War Dogs, this is the movie War Dogs, basically summed up in one thing. Okay. So this client of mine just landed a $5 million contract. He is going to make about $2 million fulfilling this contract. Basically what their contract is the government wants my client, this guy right here in the purple, I'm circling his name or his face 100 times. The government wants them to train some people in the Navy on some of the psychological things that they know, and also put a package together for each one of these naval officers. Okay. It is a $5 million contract. His net profit's going to be $2 million. However, the first payment from the government does not arrive for 6 months. Make sense? So what does he do? He comes to people like me and he says, hey, Pace, I know you're a lender. This is me in the green because I'm Moneybags Pace. He says, hey, I know you have capital. Would you help fund this contract for me? I need $550,000. And he said, yeah, absolutely. Happy to get you that money. But what are you going to give me in return? And he says, I will wire you $770,000 in 6 to 8 months. Now, he told me he'd get the money in 6 months, but he wants to be safe. Okay. Yes, that is correct. I am the gator in this deal. So I will make $220,000 on bringing money to somebody else's deal. I will make $220,000 funding somebody else's deal. Now, here's the question. The question somebody's going to ask is, well, that'd be nice if I had $550,000 Pace. The reality is it's not my money I'm using. The money I'm using comes from people called PMLs, or private money lenders. Okay. Private money lenders. So Enrique says, what's the collateral in this case? The collateral is the receivable from the government. Okay. A guaranteed government contract. It is collateralized. Okay. Now, I'm not going to do questions about this. I'm just trying to lean into and help people understand what a private money lender is. Okay. Cool. Patricia Hill just says, what do I do if the government doesn't pay back? The government in the history of government contracting has never not fulfilled a financial obligation, not one time. Historically, it's never happened. Okay. Guys, I just gave you guys the answer to where it's been guaranteed. It's a government contract. The government will actually pay me back first. So we will actually bill the government. The government will pay me first, and that borrower will never actually have to pay me. Okay, make sense? Cool. So what's beautiful about this is I did not use any of my own money. I used a PML's money. Hey, so what's a PML? A PML is like you, people that are doctors or an engineer or a nurse or somebody with a high paying job, but they have a lack of time and they want somebody to make money for them. I'm paying my PMLs 12% interest on that money. They will get a check for roughly $40,000 out of my 220, and I will make $180,000 net with zero money out of my pocket. Are you guys all following me? Okay, by the way, this is something, I want you guys to write something down. Okay, you guys all come from a background, I do too, where things that sound too good to be true sound like a scam. Guys, a Stanley Cup was too good to be true 7 years ago. An iPhone was too good to be true 15 years ago. A Tesla was too good to be true 10 years ago. ChatGPT was too good to be true 5 years ago, yet it's displacing jobs left and right. This whole belief system of it's too good to be true, you got to throw it out of your mind. You live in a world right now that you live better than a king from 100 years ago. Your life, everything about your life is too good to be true. Being able to be on a Zoom with 3,700 people right now is too good to be true 15 years ago. Okay? No, this is not recorded. We will not be sending out replays. If you are one of those people that says, I want replays, we have learned that people don't watch replays even when they say they do. They're lying. Okay? So no, stick around or don't. Okay? All right, here we go. So that is a PML, right? A private money lender. So let me ask you a question. Does anybody want to learn where I find those private money lenders and how I structure bringing them into a deal like that? Yes or no? Okay, cool. So it is something I have spent hundreds of thousands of dollars learning. I joined a $60,000 mentorship. I joined a $30,000 mentorship. I have paid multiple smaller things to get educated on this, attorneys after attorneys after attorneys. All in all, I've probably spent about $200,000 getting educated on this. I'm sure there's people in the world that are way better than me at raising capital, but I'm pretty dang good. I'd give myself like an 8.7. Okay, but compared to some people in here, I'm like an infinite. Okay, so I recorded 27 hours of content. I know that you will take a while to go through it, but I recorded 27 hours of content and I'm giving it away on my newsletter. So if you guys subscribe to the newsletter, which I don't sell anything, you will not only will you get the private money lending class, the 27 hours, okay? And that website is pacesplaybook.com. Okay. Pacesplaybook.com. I will email you maximum one time per week. It's more vlog style. I'm giving you guys updates on cool things I'm doing. Nothing to sell. Again. Oh, thank you. Nancy says it's a great newsletter. I really enjoyed it. It was our first one we've ever done. Okay. First one we ever had done ever. Okay. So thank you for that. I really appreciate it. One time a week at the most, maybe twice to 3 times a month at the most. Okay. So pacesplaybook.com. Now, in those 27 hours, here's what we're going to do. Once a month, we will invite you guys to a live training very similar to this. So where can I get the Raising Private Capital class, guys? Where can I get it? Tell me in the side chat. Where can I get the Raising Private Capital class? The newsletter. Okay. So pacesplaybook.com. The link is in the side chat. Awesome. Go and subscribe to the newsletter. You will get the 27-hour class. Plus, on September 15th, I'm doing my first live Raising Capital class only for newsletter subscribers. It will be a 2-hour class, one time. I have not taught a live raising private capital class in probably 3 years. So come hang out. I'll break down deals that I'm actually doing, show you guys all that kind of stuff. There you go. The number one thing that I would do if I were you is I would I would go to the creativenationtour.com because I want to meet you. I want to come shake your hand. I want to see you in person. We will be holding a meetup. Has anybody gone over to creativenationtour.com and found a city you cannot drive 45 minutes to? Is there anywhere that you live right now? And don't tell me like Israel or something, because I'm not going to make it to Israel this year. Okay. But I should be able to be within 45 minutes or an hour wherever you are in the world, or at least the country, the United States, or even going to Canada. I will be driving through Quebec and Montreal, but I will be stopping in Toronto, stopping in Alberta, and stopping in Vancouver, all 3 places. We are going everywhere, okay? Chandler, Arizona is on the list, but not Chandler. We're going to be doing it in Phoenix, okay? Go subscribe to creativenationtour.com, and every time we get the new location, the details, you will get pinged because you actually subscribed. Cool. And for those of you guys, there's people asking, do you lend money to everybody? Yes, we do a lot of lending to fix and flips. We do lending on new builds. We do lending on people buying new businesses. I do all sorts of crazy lending. If you guys need access to money and you want my money, email money@pacemorby.com when you have a project. When you have a project, email money@pacemorby.com and my team will hook you up. They will walk through and tell you if your deal is a good deal or not a deal. Okay. There you go. Why aren't you coming to Florida? What are you talking about? People are crazy. I'm telling you, what are you talking about? I'm literally going to 7 freaking cities in Florida. What are you talking about? You're crazy, dude. People are freaking crazy. CreativeNationTour.com. All right, let's get into it, my friends. Let's get into it. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to start off by talking about a single family deal, okay? And I'm going to talk about what creative finance can do. For those of you guys that don't know who I am, and maybe you're new to me, my name is Pace Morby. Who cares? I had a TV show on A&E for a couple of years. It was the most popular TV show. Last year, we said no to 3 more seasons of that TV show. And the reason being is I told A&E, I no longer want to flip houses. Of course, we'll flip 20, 30 houses this year, but that's not what I want to be known for. I want to flip people, meaning I want to find people that are struggling and I want to flip people and I want to document that and talk about how there's massive transformations and that what I teach, which is creative finance, people can be completely flipped into a new life, like unrecognizable. If I've ever flipped you and you're in the SubTo community or I've benefited you in your life, please say me in the side chat. Please let people know that there's a lot of people in here that I've helped. So a lot of my friends are here live in the side chat today. Thank you guys so much. And there's about 2,700 people in here that are new to me and don't know what I do or who I am. I focus on something called creative finance. Okay. Creative finance is the process of buying real estate, buying businesses, and doing any sort of financial transaction without the use of a bank, without the use of credit, without the use of your own money, without the use of a license, and very often starting with 0 experience. Okay, that is what creative finance is. So we're going to be talking about it right now. So recently, and here's what I want to talk about right now for the next 15 minutes. By the way, I just gave you the private money lending class. I delivered it at 5:30, like I promised. It is pacesplaybook.com. Go over there, subscribe. You'll get 27-hour raising private capital class. And then once a month, we'll do a 2-hour live class showing you guys live deals that we're doing. Okay. All free, a lot of fun. Now, my intention of doing things for free is this. I don't do anything for free. But what ends up happening is people end up wanting to do deals with me. People end up wanting to bring money to me. People end up wanting to borrow money from me. And that's where I make my money. Of course, I have a private community, which we won't talk about for the next couple of days at all. But the number one way I make money by doing free content is by helping people understand they can bring deals or opportunities to me. In fact, a lot of my employees that work on my team have come from my free content as well. So I've recruited people. I've gotten business opportunities. I've loaned money to people that watch my content. I've borrowed money from people that watch my content. That is the reason why I'm here today for the next 4 days. I want to figure out if you are somebody that wants to do business with me. And we'll figure out what that looks like at some point. Okay. Thank you guys so much. All right. So a couple of months ago, if you guys have not seen this, great. If you have seen this, I apologize. You have to hear this story again. But a couple of months ago, I had this beautiful human being named Maddie reach out to me via email. Okay. And Maddie is in this situation. She's been on the street for 4 years. She is homeless and she has no money. Obviously, she's homeless. She has no job. And she asked me to help her via email. And I said, no problem, but you probably don't live where I live. Turns out she lives 1 mile in a shelter away from my house. Okay. So I decided, hey, I'll help you out. And I spent about 20 days with this woman. And through those 20 days, I probably spent 6 hours with her total. And I taught her how to do something called bird dogging. Now, we're not going to teach bird dogging today, but bird dogging is basically the process of deal finding for other people. How many people in here want to learn how to find deals for RV parks and sell those deals to other people? Okay, cool. We will be talking a little bit more about that tomorrow. So Maddie, because she's homeless, obviously cannot buy a piece of real estate right out of the gate. I needed to get her some active income in her pocket. Okay, I needed to get her some money, 5K, 10K, 15K, whatever. I just needed to get any amount of money in her pocket to prove to her, okay, to prove to her that it was possible. And so within 20 days, working about a total of 6 hours, Maddie got her first deal and made $5,000. Did anybody want to see the picture of Maddie at the bank? It's kind of a cool photo. Maddie ends up going and getting this freaking deal, which is incredible. And she would not stop. She was relentless. She was like, okay, I'm ready now to own a property. Basically, I'm like, Maddie, you literally are in a shelter and you just got your first check for $5,000. What do you mean you're freaking ready? Well, guess what, guys? She was ready. Because within a couple of weeks of getting that check, that $5,000 check, Maddie went and found a SubTo deal, which I will break down and show you guys that now for the next couple of minutes. I love single family properties. I love oh, check this out. Here's Maddie. If you guys have never seen her, her and I are cheersing on, oh, what the heck? My laptop doesn't want to pop up. Oh, there it goes. Cool. So here we go. This is me and Maddie hanging out at her brand new house. It's a $500,000 house. We got sponsored by Monster that day. And so her and I shared a Monster. Maddie is outstanding. Thank you guys for the support and the love. This is Maddie inside of her brand new house. Now she bought this property with creative finance, which means she took over. There's 2 ways to do creative finance, basically, to keep it very simple. I can do seller finance or I can do SubTo. And we're going to explain the difference between those two here in a couple of minutes. But Maddie found an Airbnb that was not operating, and the operator who owned it was losing money every single month. So Maddie decided, let me reach out, set an appointment with this person and see if they'd be willing to let me take over their payments. Very long story short, which we've shared on the YouTube channel, Maddie was able to take over a 3% interest rate with no credit check, no bank approval, and no money out of her pocket. Now, what is she doing with this house? Because I also was very afraid. I said, well, if Maddie takes over this property, the challenging thing is, how is Maddie going to afford the payment? Now, after all, she just learned how to find deals and get active income, right? She could find a deal every week. She could find a deal every couple of weeks. But I was deathly afraid of what was going to happen with Maddie if she couldn't afford the payment. So what I taught Maddie to do is I taught Maddie to go out, and what we did is I taught Maddie how to do what's called co-living, which I want to explain to you and kind of draw that out. But as I'm explaining it to you, I want to show you the numbers on this really freaking cool property, okay? And actually show you the financials of this. Now, this is a miracle. For a lot of people, this would absolutely be a miracle. This deal would be a miracle. But for some people in here that are like, I'm ready to quit my job on one deal, this is not a deal that's going to get you to quit your job right out of the gate, okay? This is a deal that's going to get you closer to that, but this is not a deal that's going to make it happen, okay? So check this out. Here's the numbers on this deal. This is the address. You guys can look it up. Right down here at the bottom, you will see the net cash flow in year 1, the net cash flow in year 2, and the net cash flow in year 3. Okay. I don't have time to explain this strategy to you guys today because we are going to be focusing on RV parks. But what is Maddie doing? Check it out. She is renting each one of the bedrooms out every single year. Okay. Why is that number off? That's weird. Okay, so Maddie is going to be renting out each one of the rooms in the house, bringing in $87,000 per year. After some vacancy, some management fee, somebody else is going to be managing a company called Pad Split. After water bills, electric bills, landscape, cleaning, maintenance, gas, insurance, principal interest, and even a private money lender, Maddie and her partnership will make $8,400 per year. Now, check this out. The coolest part about this is, see, room number 10 is not bringing in any income. Why would Maddie's house have a 10th house that's not, or 10th bedroom that's not bringing in any income? The reason being is because that's where she will be living. She has now a free place to live and she will be cash flowing. The other tenants are paying for her mortgage. The other tenants are paying for her cleaning, electric, landscape, maintenance, gas, insurance, pool, for heaven's sakes. This lady literally went from, guys, check this out. She went from homeless to homeowner with a pool using something called creative finance. Now, she bought that property via SubTo, taking over the existing mortgage. That is what I specialize in. I specialize in teaching people how to buy assets, either being a deal finder or a deal keeper using creative finance, meaning I don't have to go through a bank. I don't have to use my own money. A homeless person took over an existing mortgage without a credit check, without the bank's approval, not needed, without any money out of her pocket, and you can do it too. The problem is the average one of those single family properties that I rent out by the room, anybody have a guess on how much money? Okay, how much money each one of my properties on average make? On average, on a monthly basis, they make about $1,500 per month. Now, guys, remember the people that said $200 and $300 per month, Paulette and Jeffrey, I think you missed the part where we're renting out the rooms. These are not traditional rentals. There's something called co-living or pad splits. These make a significant amount more money. Now, how many of these single family houses do you have to have in your portfolio to quit your job? Tell me in the side chat. 3. Okay, some people are at 3, some people are at 5, 20, 8, 4, 56. Dude, that's a lot. Like, you are a crazy lunatic. There ain't no way you're making, what is that? Oh, maybe. I guess you could be. That's like $100,000 a month. Yeah, you could definitely be doing that. Okay, cool. So when you said buy assets, my 11-year-old said not liabilities. That's right, Robin Miller. I don't know what your kid's name is, but there you go. Samsung SM Tiny Home Cooperative. No, not interested. Is this because you know what to have people say? Maya Churchill. I don't know what that means. Sorry. What's the hottest market for pad split? Every market is the hottest market. What's happening right now for pad split is the government is actually starting to write grants, and I actually have the nation's largest grant writer coming in on Wednesday to hang out with us. So I'm looking forward to that. Okay. Yes, I help people with scripting and teaching people how to walk through all of these types of things. Absolutely. When we meet in person, can family come? Yes, I prefer your family come. Bring your kids as long as they can hang, as long as they can like stay up. Don't be like, hey, sorry, we got to go. My kids they need a nap, whatever. There you go. Sophia says 90% of my life, I was a tenant in a co-living space. So this is something that is happening all the time. Now, of course, I teach people how to do creative finance, not only on single family homes. I teach them how to do it on Section 8. I teach people how to do Airbnb. I teach people how to do sober living, assisted living. I teach people how to do battered women's shelter. But the number one thing you need to do is you need to learn how to find the deals in the first place. Okay. So for example, people will go, oh, I want to learn Section 8. No, you do not want to learn Section 8. You want to learn, the first thing you want to learn is this, okay? Number one thing you want to learn, please, and it's not, at the end of the day, not even RV parks, okay? Even though we're on an RV park challenge, what is the number one thing you should learn is learn where do deals come from. Okay. So we will be teaching you guys that tomorrow. Find the deal. Number 2, we will then determine the exit strategy. Guys, let me ask you a question. Can we Section 8 every single property that we find? Yes or no? Okay, now you'll see people online, these young kids with they're like standing in front of their Bugattis and they're standing in front of their nice watches and all that kind of stuff. And they're talking about, oh, I do Section 8 and the government prints me money. Guys, you can't do Section 8 on like 91% of houses in America, okay? So you don't say, I'm a Section 8 investor. You say, I'm an investor, and when a house pops up that fits for Section 8, then I put it into Section 8. When you find a house that fits for co-living, like a 10-bedroom house, that is when you put it into co-living. The number one thing you do is you find out where the deals come from. Then you determine the exit strategy. Then you determine, how do I buy this? Okay, how do I get it under contract? Okay, does that make sense? Everybody? Pace, can you make my mother your next Maddie? The next 5 Maddies that I will be selecting will only be selected out on the creativenationtour.com. I will be naming them in person. If I don't meet you in person, you're not going to be selected as my next Maddie. I have 5 more Maddies to select as I go around the country. So creativenationtour.com is where I'll be selecting them. So am I a Section 8 investor? No. Am I an RV park investor? No. I'm an investor. And when I see a deal or I find a deal, I determine what I want to do with that. I'll give you a good example. Okay. I had an email that came in today. I already know it's a deal I don't want. So I'm going to show you guys this email real quick. It literally came in today. It's about an RV park. Okay. And I already know I don't want the deal. And you're going to go, why would you not want the deal? Well, you're going to understand very, very quickly. Okay. Let's see. Now, I'm not going to oust this person or anything like that, but this is some of the fun things we're going to talk about today. Hold on, guys. I promise you I'm pulling it up. Okay, here we go. So this is an email I just got. As you guys can see, I got it at 8:30 a.m. today. Okay, just barely came in. I get stuff like this all the time. And he says, hey, Pace, I found this park and I spoke with the owner. He wants to retire. He had 3 heart attacks, but he's okay now. He and his wife want to sell, but they're not necessarily in a hurry. No, that's what they told you. A guy that had 3 heart attacks is definitely in a hurry. Do we all agree with that, guys? He wasn't interested in owner finance, okay, because I haven't talked to him. But by the end of the call, he was open to speaking with a buyer, well aware of it, would be an owner finance offer. Cool. He said, Okay, now check it out. Why do I not like the deal? I don't like the deal because it only brings in $140,000 of income. Income is the number one thing I care about. Okay. Number one thing I care about is income. I can fix the occupancy. Okay. But I also can't really grow beyond 15 pads. Do you guys see how small this thing is? Do we agree that this is pretty small? No, I'm not going to make it any bigger, Elliot. I'm so sorry. This is as big as I can make it. You're on your phone. Get off your phone. Get on a laptop. Okay. If you guys are on phones, stop telling people to make it bigger. Get off your phone. Get on a laptop or an iPad. Okay. You're on your iPad. You're on your laptop. No, that's an Android phone, Elliot. Okay. Are other properties for sale? Yes, there's a lot of properties for sale, my friends. Okay. So here's the reality. I do not want this deal. So what would I do with this deal? If I was forced to do something with this deal, what would I do with it? Do I just go, oh, that's a waste of my time, I don't want a deal like that? Or do I find somebody who is buying smaller RV parks? Maybe somebody just starting out, or maybe somebody in that local area that says, I really want all the small RV parks because I want to rebrand them to all be the same thing. So in that situation, what would be my exit strategy? My exit strategy would be a deal finder. I'm finding a deal for somebody else. Well, Pace, I thought you were a deal keeper. I am when it makes sense for me. I am ready to be a deal keeper, but I really want only specific things. And so when deals get sent to me or things get popped up on my feed, I will then, no, you're not going to, Wayne, it's an RV park. You're not going to wrap it. Okay. So some of you guys are going to come in here and go, wow, I can do all of those things. Yes, guys, you can do all of those things. You can find a deal and bring it to somebody else and make $10,000, $20,000, $50,000. I've paid people on RV parks 90 grand for literally just bringing me a lead. Okay. And then I bought them. So you will be hanging out with me for the next 3-4 days. Pace, your comments to the chats are making my day. See, this is, some people like my comments in the chat. Some people like, turn the side chat off. Okay. Pace, we met at Zenith. Good to be here. Hey, what up, Camille? Are you sporting a mullet? Yes, I'm trying to. My wife likes it. She told me she'd make out with me more often if I kept growing the mullet. So what do you think I'm going to do? I'm going to keep growing that freaking mullet, right? Okay. So this is why we are going to be teaching you guys RV parks, is because with a single family home, I'm only going to be able to net cash flow somewhere between, oh, hi. People are asking me why I have a mullet. Do you like the mullet? Tell the people that. Look at that camera.
This is my dream. I love it. Hi, everybody.
Thank you guys. So my wife is in love with my nappy freaking hair, and she came and brought me some dinner. Thank you, sweetheart. Amazing. Okay. So as we're finding these RV parks, you're going to look at some of these and go, that's not a deal I want to buy. Cool. It doesn't mean you can't make money on it. Okay. There's 3 things I can do to make money on an RV park. I can take that deal, bring it to somebody else for a finder's fee. B, I can keep that deal and put it in my portfolio. Or C, I can lend money and make somebody their dreams come true, and I can be a lender. And that is actually how I got started in RV parks about 5.5 years ago. Okay. For those of you guys that saw this in my Facebook group, I have a free Facebook group called Creative Finance with Pace Morby. In that Facebook group, I told a story about how I was traveling around during COVID. And I told my wife, I said, I really want to get into some RV park stuff. Let's go buy an RV, which we did. We bought it on seller finance, which means I went to the seller and I make him payments, okay, $1,000 a month. And I bought it with no money out of my pocket. I bought it with no bank, no credit check. And I started paying the guy $1,000 a month. Don't worry, that thing gets rented out now for like $4 grand a month at my park. So I went to my wife and I said, let's go travel the country and let's go see how many RV parks we can stay in. We stayed in over 40 RV parks over a 6-month time frame. We went from Arizona to California. We went up the Western coast. We then landed in Montana. Through my experience of talking to all the sellers of every single RV park, okay, I found that most of the sellers of RV parks, please write this down because it's going to come up tomorrow so many times. Why would a seller give me no money down? Why would a seller let me take over their park and they leave? If it's making money, why would they do that? Why? If it's making money, why would they do that? They're sick. They're getting old. Just like this email that just popped in this morning, that is common. It's a very common thing with RV parks. They're typically owned by older people, usually a married couple that have been owning them for 15, 20, or 30 years, and it's been their entire livelihood. And now they've gotten to a point where they need to retire because they can't run the RV park anymore. I'm not talking hundreds of these. I'm talking thousands. And so these owners, I would pop in from RV park to RV park to RV park, and I found 90% of the deals were in areas that I would want to own. 90% of the deals were cash flowing. 90% of the deals, the sellers told me, yes, I would let you take over this RV park once I'm ready to sell. Keep my information. I thought it was just so cool. And I went around and I took notes and I was like, what do I like? What do I not like? What are they doing that these people aren't doing? And I fully educated myself by traveling the country. Then I joined RV park masterminds. I joined RV park mentorships. I got mentored on these things. And ultimately I said, you know what? I'm not ready to keep these in my portfolio. I was at the time still buying 50 or 60 single family homes every single year. I was in my accumulation phase. And then I was also building a big multifamily portfolio of about 1,500 apartment doors, which I own in my portfolio. So I was very much focused on my thing. So what I decided to do back in 2020, the very beginning of 2020, is I started lending money on other people's RV parks. This gave me the ability to see the inner workings of people's RV parks. This gave me the ability to see financials and see what was working and wasn't working. I got to see the red flags, the green flags, the yellow flags, all of the things in between that you can even imagine. And as I ended this trip with my wife in Montana, I met a guy, you guys can Google this, Montana Base Camp. And this Montana base camp changed my life forever. I talked to the owner, and I will show you guys how freaking cool this is. I'll just pull it up. Let's just go directly to Montana Base Camp is the name of it. Montana Base Camp. And this guy had built this base camp at this RV park to literally have 0 workers at the park. And I was like, okay, so these can be managed entirely without somebody on the site. I don't want to manage these things. I don't want to have a big, portfolio of hundreds of employees running around. Check this out. This is his park. It's really long and skinny. He also owns all this land right here, and he's currently farming it. Okay, he has a farmer that's leasing this land. And I stayed right here in the third spot. Okay, the first time I went there 5 years ago, and he had just finished it. And this is the only place that has any sort of office, what have you, and there's really no office. So I went in there and I would talk to him. He was just finishing this thing up. Man, I wish I could get in there and show you guys this. He was just finishing this RV park up. It was brand new. And I asked him, I said, what do you like about this? And he goes, well, I built it so I didn't have to manage it. Most of these RV parks that I own, I'm like, oh, you own others? He goes, yeah, I buy them. I change the technology and I make it so people can book online. I go, what do you mean? People can't book online? He goes, well, yeah, you stay in RV parks. Isn't it really hard to book? I go, yeah, it's actually, there are people that it's like, you have to call, they pull their like 3-ring binder. They're hyper disorganized. He goes, that's the opportunity. These people don't want to adopt new technology. And he mentioned the word AI to me 5.5 years ago. And I was like, I don't know what that means. He goes, it's called artificial intelligence. Look it up, start watching it on YouTube. And I did. And I realized this guy was starting to use AI 5.5 years ago. He was starting to use software that he was coding to basically make it impossible for him to have to go to that property and manage it, talk to his tenants, any of that kind of stuff. And he goes, I already sold this to a private equity firm. I built it with no money out of my pocket. I now am selling it and I'm walking away with millions of dollars within 18 months. I'm like, oh my gosh, you build an automated RV park that just prints money. And you also sold this thing to a private equity company. He goes, yeah, they don't want to buy the other ones because they're mismanaged. They're not fully operating. Mine is fully operating. I'm like, oh my gosh. So you can like make a lot of money with these. He goes, oh, it's disgusting. He's like, in the last 5 years, I've made $30 million. That's a lot of money. I don't know if you guys know that. That's a lot of freaking money. Just a solo dude, doesn't even have a big team, just had a bookkeeper. That's all he had. And he was just doing RV parks. And so my wife and I spent an extra 30 days in Montana so I could spend time with this guy. And we palled around. I even went to other parks he owned. I got personally mentored by this guy. And I said, what do I got to do to write a check to get mentored by you? And he told me, and I wrote a check and I got mentored, right? I invested in myself, which was awesome. Well, I then made a decision that at some point I'm going to start owning RV parks in Montana. This is where my wife and I want to spend our summers. Now, fast forward, my wife and I own multiple RV parks in Montana, and we have a farm in Montana where we spend our summers. And now what's cool is my kids get to work at the RV parks, and these things freaking print money. I'm going to break down a couple of deals for you guys, but I want to go through some facts and some figures. And I'm going to break down one of the deals that I bought first. It was my 3rd RV park that I had bought and acquired, but probably my 100th deal I'd been involved in financially. I'd loaned on a lot of RV parks. Well, what was interesting is my first RV park that I bought in Montana is a highly seasonal RV park. Okay, so this is one of the red flags you have to be very aware of, or rather yellow flag when you're buying RV parks, is that they are seasonal. You will only know that by looking at the financials. Okay, so let's pull up some financials and I'll show you guys what the heck that means. Okay, Jonathan says, I love these stories. Is there risk to RV park saturation? No, there's not risk to RV park saturation. You guys want to hear some facts and some figures about RV parks and how that market is going to be growing over the next 10 years? Let's go through that for a couple of minutes. And I'll explain that to you so you understand. Right now, this is my dashboard in my RV park software. So let me pull this up. All right, so check it out. This is really interesting. Okay. The industry revenues grow about 5% per year. Okay. RV park investment usually give investors about a 20% per year return. That is massive. So most people that are investing in like multifamily are lucky to get 10, 12, 13, 14%. RV parks are more like 20%. A lot less revenue, or I'm sorry, a lot less management as well. Okay, so check this out. This is freaking huge. By 2034, okay, there are currently 17,000 RV parks in the United States. I want you guys to write this down. There are 17,000 RV parks in the United States. My RV parks, when they are in peak season, are overran. Like you not only can you not get a spot in my RV parks, we quadruple our rate, okay, for about 6 months. We quadruple our rate and people are still calling us and saying, can I just rent the grass? Hey, can I just park in your parking lot? So let's pull up one of my RV parks in Montana. And I'll show you where people are like, I'll pay you $100 just to park in your parking lot so we can have access to your resources. So check this out. Montana Base Camp is the first RV park that made me really fall in love with the business. And the first RV park I bought in Montana is this one right here, Glacier Peak. So you guys see it came with 30 self-storage buildings. It came with cabins and it came with 85 parking spots. So this thing produces a crap ton of money. This has a massive grass field right here. It also has a massive parking lot. Like you can look at this. You can fit 50 to 75 cars in here, something like that. And people call us and say, I will do anything. I just need a place to go. I need a place that I can dump my stuff. And we are oversaturated. Okay. I also own the RV park right down the road right here. These are the two I own in Montana. They're just a mile away from each other. And I bought both of these with no credit, no cash out of my own pocket, no bank. I own both of these. And this one, I'll show you the financials on this. I think this one nets about $23,000 per month. Okay. In my pocket, $23,000 per month. So by 2020 or by 2034, we will go from 17,000 parks that are in the United States right now to 32,000 parks. 32,000 parks in the next 10 years. Why is that? Is it because people are being crazy and bullish? No. Here's a couple of reasons why. My note takers, this is me talking to you, going through my lesson with you guys. The reason why RV parks are so much in demand is number one, because of COVID. COVID changed the landscape of what people believe work from home looks like. People say, well, heck, it's so incredible that I can go work from anywhere. Then Starlink comes out and makes it so anybody can work from their RV with hyper fast internet. 2020, Starlink was trash. 2022, Starlink was unbelievable. 2023, it became bulletproof. And it's only getting better and better and better. You see every RV in my RV park, everybody has a Starlink. Everybody has a Starlink. Why? Because they're working from their RV. They're inside of there. They're working from homes. They're doing telesales. They're doing customer support. They're running their business. And at the same time, what are they doing? They are traveling the country. So the number one thing that changed is that people realized they could work from anywhere. So RV parks solve the problem of, well, I don't want to have a house that has a lot of maintenance. People are realizing how expensive it is to own a house. And they go, if I'm going to rent a house, I might as well just go see the whole entire country. And so then the next thing that happened, which was revolutionary, I know this is going to come out of left field, but check this out. The number one driver besides access to high quality speed internet and people realizing in COVID, number three reason why RV parks are going to grow, number three reason is people came out with homeschool programs that were incredibly easy for their kids to take while they're on the road. Homeschooling's been around for a very long time, but now what you're starting to see is so many more people taking their kids on the road and homeschooling their kids from the road. It is insane what's happening. All of the RV parks, you got kids. Like one of the big demands we have in our RV parks, we need to have better playgrounds. That wasn't the case 3 years ago, 4 years ago, 5 years ago. Okay. So it is massive. How many people are homeschoolers here that understand that RV parks and like RV living is a massive part of the homeschool world, and it's growing like crazy? Why? Because people are sick and tired of what's going on in our public schools. I don't want to turn this into politics, but politics do help you understand where to invest and where to spend your time. People are sick and tired of the politics. They want to take their kids to see this beautiful country of ours. We are the coolest country on the planet. Are there cool things in other countries? Heck yes, there are. But America is the freaking best. And it is so big and so vast. How are you going to see it if you just keep telling yourself, when we retire, Bertha, we're going to go see the world? That's not happening. People realized that was a fake dream. And so when internet came out, housing affordability dropped, and then boom, homeschooling became a massive thing where now people are online creating co-ops, homeschool co-ops. The RV park industry exploded. Does everybody understand why there's such a big demand? Now, here's another one. Think about this. Yes, I can see the world. I can see the whole entire country. I can go to all the national parks. I can go travel and see all the cool things. I can rent an RV park space for a month at a time in a good RV park for about $800 a month. It's incredibly affordable. In fact, this is where a lot of the confusion comes in, where people start thinking RV parks, trailer parks, and mobile home parks are the same thing. They are not the same thing. The reason why people believe they are the same thing is because in my RV parks, which are, what does RV stand for, my friends? Recreational vehicle. These are meant for people that are doing recreation, okay? Recreational vehicle. It doesn't mean trailer that you can afford and you just plunk it in my RV park, but that actually happens very often, okay? So let's look at a couple of RV parks around my town in Montana. Don't worry, guys, you'll be with me for 3 days. So we got plenty of time to go do some fun things, okay? I'll show you where these deals come from, but check this out. I want to show you guys an RV park I turned down and I would never buy, but I would wholesale if I found somebody crazy enough to buy this RV park. Right here. Okay. See Spruce on the River? What would you guys think is the number one problem with this beautiful freaking park? What would you say is the number one problem? There you go. This is what we call a 5-year flood zone. So every 5 years, the Flathead River, which is fed by glaciers and snow water, this park floods every 5 years. Okay, Ryan says, I stayed there last winter. It's a really, really cute park. The problem is they've been trying to sell this for about 3 years. Okay, why would I not want to buy this with a flood? Well, because my insurance is going to be crazy expensive. And do I want to have a flood on any property I own? No. Okay. No. Now, let me show you another RV park that is the most janky, ugliest RV park I have to drive by every day on the way to my house. My house in Montana is right over here. You guys can see my farm. This is my little trampoline. Heck, is that my kids out there? Okay, no. This is our pickleball court, full court basketball court. This is our barn and our house. I bought this $3.7 million farm. I bought it for $1 down payment. Okay. Now I have to drive by an RV park right here. So Spruce on the River. What's the problem with this again? What's the problem with this? It is in a flood zone. Cool. So if I get it on a crazy good price, then maybe I would buy it. Check out this RV park. Okay. Let's see if we can do a little Google view. I want to show you guys the difference between an RV park, an RV resort, and basically a trailer park, okay? All right, so we're going to drive by. This looks like a really nice unit. But then you look at the guy next door. Then you look at this guy who basically has freaking moved into the park. Look at this. He brought in his own tent. He's got a broken down motorcycle. Look at the weeds on the fence line. Okay. Then you come down here, kind of towards the end, and you're going to see stuff that's even worse. Okay. You see how this person moved their little mobile home and they put little skirting around it? Is this person leaving anytime soon? Yes or no? Okay. So this is where you will get really confused between a trailer park, a mobile home park, and an RV park, is because from time to time in a lower budget RV park, this is an RV park, look at it. See how the majority of them are all RVs? They can be pulled away by a vehicle. They're recreational vehicles. This person decided, man, it's so cheap to basically rent this land, this dirt, that I'm going to just go get a freaking thing and look at this. This is where people get confused and they go, oh, you do RV parks, so that's those janky things. Everybody understand now? Okay. So I also own mobile home parks. I also own trailer parks. They are very different with very different clientele. You're not getting recreational people going to mobile home parks to recreation. Okay. However, because RV parks are very affordable, from time to time, the ones that are really cheap in really bad locations, the owners will go, man, I'm not really filling my occupancy. We need to figure out how to get people in here permanently so that now here's something that we've dealt with. Okay. I'll show you one of my RV parks and something that we dealt with last summer. Okay. Is anybody learning anything today, by the way? This is just the warm up. Tomorrow, we're going to be learning how to find these deals, how to negotiate, how to structure. Okay. Cool. So let's go to my RV park. Okay. Right up the road. Okay. So Glacier Peaks, you're going to see that in the back of my park back here, there's a couple of empty spots, even though it's green outside. Okay. This is not peak season. Okay. So you'll see a couple of spots that are empty. They're a little bit less desirable. Okay. The ones that are the most desirable are usually right near the front cabins because there's showers, there's, fun recreational things to do. And so most people want to go in the trees where there's shade. And then the places where there's not as much shade, they don't stay. Okay. So what happens is RV park owners like myself have internal conversations and we go, man, we are an RV park, but we have a lot of months because it's not the peak season where we actually lose money. And I'm going to show you guys some financials today so you can see some of the months that I lose money. And then you're going to see some of the months it goes, I net $26,000, then I net $23,000, then I lose $6,000 in the winter. In those months, a lot of RV park owners will go, dang it, I got to figure out how to make this thing generate money. And so what they do is they bring in permanent residences by lowering their price. Okay, so they're now attracting a different quality person. Do we all agree with this? Do we all understand this? Okay, so what will end up happening is you guys will drive by an RV park or you'll see an RV park and you got to understand the dynamics when you're looking at the park. If it's an A-class RV park, they will absolutely not allow any sort of mobile home park or mobile home or a trailer or some jalopy, and they will not let people live there permanently. Okay. My RV parks in Montana, I do not allow people to live there permanently, except for the volunteers, which we'll talk about here in a couple of minutes. The people that run these RV parks are sometimes volunteers. Other times they work for free rent. Okay. Class A I'm not really class A. My parks are like class B plus. Okay. But I'm not going to allow a trailer or a mobile home in my parks because now what happens? Anybody who in here is an RV, like you're an RVer, you actually RV. Okay. Do you guys like going to a nice RV park and then all of a sudden there's like permanent residences with skirting around their trailer and it's just kind of like a big jalopy, big piece of junk? No, you don't. You don't want to go to those places for the most part. And so you got to understand when you're buying these things, there's different classes of RV parks, which we will cover a little bit more in depth tomorrow. Okay. So what I want to show you now is I want to show you the financials of the deal that we just looked at. I want to show you how the deal was actually structured. And I want to show you the financials and why seasonality actually can be problematic. Now, how many people in here could withstand an RV park that makes money 8 months a year, but loses money 4 months a year? How many people could withstand that right now? Okay. How many people could not? Give me a no. Say, there's no way I could handle that right now. I just need to find the deal for somebody like you. Okay. So Jordan, one of my SubTo members, one of our leaders now, he's been in SubTo for a little over 2 years. Jordan is going to be coming in here in about 45 minutes and talking about his RV park. But the RV park that I just showed you is an RV park that Jordan found for me. And Jordan got paid some equity. He got paid 5% equity plus a $60,000 finder's fee for bringing that park to me. Do we understand why Jordan did not keep the park himself right out of the gate? Yes or no? Because a lot of people ask, well, why did he just keep it? Because each one of these parks has its own little flavor, its own little thing, right? So this one, let's go Molly. Let's make sure Molly. Molly sends me these financials and then I don't pay attention to them. And then I got to figure out where I pull them up again. And I want to show you guys the months that I make money and the months that I don't make money, because there are months where I make a crap ton of money. And then there's months where I don't make any money. In fact, I lose some money. And so that's challenging for a lot of people that are just starting out. So what I did, here's how I did this. Here, I'll pull it up a different way. I want to show you guys the bank account for this, okay? And this is interesting because I have not taken a paycheck on this park, and we have now it's gone through a full season, okay? So check this out. Dave Walker says, your wife will be angry. You know, my wife never gets mad at me. I married a dope lady. Okay, so check this out. Let's go look at my actual bank account. I'm not trying to brag or anything like that. Let's see. Okay, so I've got, okay, here's that park right here. $215,000 sitting in that park right here. This is from the last 10 months, okay? This park right here, 3185 Mountain Highway, blah, 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 $215,000 sitting in that bank account. That's from the last 10 months. Now, why is that money sitting in that account rather than coming into my bank account and I'm just buying food with it and sushi and whatever else? Why would I do that? Eli Taylor says, send some of those points to me. I give those to my employees. Okay. I went all the way through a full season to truly understand how much this park makes. And I told my partners, or not my partners, but my team, I said, I don't want to take a distribution. I want to know exactly how much money is after a full year of operating this property. Don't touch the money. Just let it accumulate. That one park that I just showed you will end up somewhere around $270,000 in that bank account in the next 2 months. Okay. It's not really a safety net, my friends. Why do you have money in your accounts at Chase with little to no interest paid? Out of all of the things you could ask somebody who has millions of dollars, that's the question you want to ask me? Out of all the questions you got. By the way, I also have bank accounts at Bank of America. I have bank accounts. I have crypto. I have bank accounts in, that's one partnership at Chase. I have another partnership with Chase. I have multiple accounts all over the place. Okay. That is one property or one little bank account with a couple $1 million. And you're right, Roy, I do have infinite banking. Okay. Some people are like, wow, how much money you making on your interest? Guys, out of all the question you could ask, is that really the only thing that's on your mind? Or the first thing you should say is like, wow, that one RV park made enough money that I could quit my job. How many people could quit their job on that one park? Okay. That's the thing you should take away, is that one park, owning one park is all you need to quit your job. Okay. Now I own, as of right now, we own 6 total combined. My parks are going to make about $800,000 combined between those 6 in my pocket in 1 year. How many people could quit on $800,000? Okay. Does that reflect expenses? So Carla Russell, I said this at the beginning. I'm going to say it again. I will never give you revenue numbers. I will never tell you I made money unless it's money that goes in my pocket. Can you please write that down, everybody in here? I will never, ever, I'm not one of those idiots online like, oh, I made all this money. That is in my pocket net. Okay. In my pocket net. Okay. And what I'll do is I'll show you if I can pull it up. Molly runs all of my financials, but if I can pull up the financials on that park, you will see the financials. Okay. Net in my pocket. In my pocket. That is net in my pocket. Okay. RV Park, DFW, PNC bank accounts, call from broker, Clay Share. Okay, here we go. All right. Okay. My friends that think that is gross, look at this. My income, look at this, 66,000, look in July. July, you think I make some money in July? $122,000 in revenue. Revenue. See this? That is my income. Okay. Right there. 122,000, 90,000, 49,000, 20. So my lowest number during the year is November. At least that's what I can see. Yeah, never mind, February. Okay, February's cold. Sherry, you guys need to learn something. This is not net, this is income. My net is down at the bottom. Okay, so this is top line. We call this top line revenue. Revenue is money that comes in. Net is what stays in your pocket. Net is at the bottom. Net is at the bottom. Okay, so you look at some of these look at this. Look at this month right here. I made 33 grand net, $91,000 net. Now I'd be a total idiot if I took my money right out on that 91,000, right? I'd be a total idiot if I took my money out there. Okay. Does that make sense? Oh my gosh. Bailey Reitman, you and I need to have a conversation, Bailey. There is no such thing as a difference between net and net. Okay. Bailey, who is teaching you accounting? Please don't tell me that you're somebody else's accountant. Bailey, what's up? Talking is permitted, Bailey. You can unmute yourself. Bailey. No, I think most of the time people don't know how to get on Zoom is truly the honest thing. So do we understand the difference between revenue and net? Net means I bring in $122,000 that month. I pay all my employees. I pay my expenses. I pay my seller. I pay for everything. I net in my pocket in July, 90 something thousand in my pocket. Now I'm not stupid. That park is seasonal. Okay. So the smart thing to do is when you buy a seasonal park, you keep that park. You don't take any cash for a year because you want to truly see what the seasons look like. Does that make sense? Net means in my pocket. Okay. Bailey, are you still trying to figure out how to unmute yourself? Some of y'all need to figure out how to use Zoom. Okay. Can we look at the negative months and see that? Natalie, I think guys, did I show you guys the negative months as well? Did I already show you that on the screen share? Yes or no? So those of you guys that are like, hey, can I see the negative months? I showed you that too. Okay, we saw it. We did that. So please pay attention. If you're sneezing or you're driving, you're ordering Chick-fil-A, those little chicken nuggets, stop for a couple seconds to make sure you're paying attention, okay? Paula says there's no unmute button. No, I have to let you unmute yourself, my friend. Okay, that has to come from me. You can't unmute unless you raise your hand and I let you unmute. This is a webinar, okay? You cannot unmute yourself. Unlike your 9-to-5 job, you can just talk anytime you want because there's four people in the Zoom. Sorry, I hit some button thing. Okay, cool. So that park, hold on, let's see. That sounds, let's see, aid and stop. Let's see, Pace, what did your wife make you for dinner? My wife made me chicken and broccoli and rice with some grapes. Net income equals total revenue, total expenses, accounting 101. It's crazy. Depreciation is another benefit. Yep, we'll talk about that tomorrow. Quick question, was the park an automotive? Brian, I don't know what that means, brother. Eva is like, Pace, stay on track. Eva Maria, please tell me you can unmute yourself. Eva, what's up?
Yes, sir, I sure can.
You're just like, stay on topic. You said you were going to talk about volunteers. Now you're not talking about volunteers. Is it bothering
I'm
you?
just thinking that, maybe some of this extra regular net take home money in your pocket is due to not having a high expense of labor.
Yeah,
'Cause
welcome to every RV park on the planet.
Hmm?
Welcome to every RV park on the planet.
So I wanted to hear more about that part.
Okay, so when you guys want to hear more about something, let's be more specific. Tell me what specifically about you want to learn. Tell me if I lose you, if you have a question, just interrupt me.
Okay.
There are websites. Okay, currently there's 35,000 volunteers. 35,000 volunteers. One of them is called Work Campers, is the name of the website, where people literally just go on bulletin boards and go, I will volunteer to work at your camp, or I just want free rent. They will either do handyman work, they'll manage the front desk, they'll do landscaping, whatever it may be. Work Campers, okay? Website, you can go there right now and go find there's 35,000 people. Now, why would they do this? Because they're incredibly smart. What they do is that people go, wow, wait, I could literally just go work at the RV park in the mornings, and then the rest of the day I could go up and hike in the national park, and I could literally get free RV parks for the rest of my life? Yes, that is true. That is the name of the game. It is not, Pace, you are lucky because you did it on your park. No, that is the industry standard. In fact, if you don't have volunteers or people working for free rent at your RV park, you don't know anything about the RV park business. It is a volunteer-based business. Now, I do have a lady named Jen that works at my RV park that lives there full-time. She's a grandma. She's married. Let's pull it up. By the way, guys, there's some of my financials if you guys want to take screenshots, but it is true net loss or net gain there at the bottom. So let's go back to Glacier Peaks, okay? RV park and campground. By the way, we have a bunch of RV parks to go through over the next couple of days so we can teach you guys all this fun stuff. But Jen lives here. Her cabin is this one right here, okay? It's more of a house. She lives, actually, her house is right here. You can barely see it. She has chickens. She lives right here for free. Okay.
Yes, yes.
Why are you interested in that? Are you like, I want to live for free?
I
or
live
you like,
in Eufaula, Oklahoma. I have a home in Eufaula, Oklahoma.
okay.
And there are a few sites that are hooked up, but that just came to my mind in the email. Your emails are super funny. I enjoy them. In the emails coming to the class, and I thought, well, I know some people that will come and do that because they just want to go to the lake.
Yes, that's called work campers. Those people are called work campers. There's currently 35,000 of them in the country. They're on bulletin boards. And as an RV park owner, you just go to them. They typically sign up for 6 months at a time. Most of these work campers will go to one park for 6 months where the weather's amazing. And then they'll go to another park for 6 months where the weather's amazing there. And they bounce back and forth. Okay.
Okay.
What I did is I got rid of my seasonal people when we bought our park, and we got a permanent person at each location. I didn't want to have the seasonal workers. That is a very common thing for these RV parks. So my RV parks do not have seasonal workers, even though my parks are seasonal. I wanted to find people that treated my parks like their home. And so I wanted to make sure I had people that it was actually their home, not their temporary home. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does completely.
Okay, very cool. So have we answered the question that you were curious about? Can you go find Eva, are you thinking maybe that's something I want to go do? I want to go live for free somewhere. Awesome. For those of you guys, you need to understand why these assets are so awesome. Single family houses are pretty cool. I have about 300 of them in my portfolio. They're okay. But the reality is most single family rentals make about $300 a month. And then you have one repair and it wipes out all your profits for the year. Where you make most of your money is not buying in Iowa or Ohio like a knucklehead. You buy in appreciating markets when you buy single family, because where you make most of your money in single family properties is appreciation. Okay. You don't really make a lot of money in cash flow from single family properties. Just not the way it's going to work out unless you're doing co-living or some Section 8. Even Section 8's not great. It's okay. Regular rentals, not great. Section 8, okay. Co-living, awesome. Ohio, I think that's the same place. Ohio and Iowa. I think Iowa is like the capital of Ohio. Is that right? Just kidding. I'm kidding. I'm just kidding. I know that there's a lot of people in here. Those markets don't really appreciate. And so I don't want to buy properties where they don't appreciate. But with one RV park, and I could go through all of my RV parks financials and show you the actual bank accounts where I have millions of dollars sitting in these bank accounts, these parks actually make real money. They make real money, not 1,000, not 5,000, not 10,000. That park averages $23,000 per month net in my pocket. We're almost all the way through the season, so I'll get a big check. I'll get a big check in November of like $270,000 for 1 year. Now, let me ask you a question. How many times do I go to that park per year? How many calls do I do? How many problems am I dealing with on a daily basis? If somebody does the landscape because they're doing the landscape and the handyman stuff for free because they live there, you also have a space for the people who manage the office. There's 2 of those. So you have 3 people typically working there. They're working for free rent. And then you have one person managing those people. That person makes a couple $1,000s a month on top of free rent. How much do you think I'm dealing with these parks? There's a full-time maintenance person on the park. Full-time. They're cleaning, they're maintaining, they're dealing with things full-time. That's their full-time job. Okay. Matthew Achenbach. Okay, let me go to you. I think you must have shown up late, my friend. I think we had a conversation today about when are we going to be talking about where do we find these deals? How many people remember that? Michael already forgot. We are talking about finding those deals tomorrow. You showed up, you look in the side chat, you must feel like a knucklehead because you are a knucklehead. We are talking about that tomorrow. The main thing I wanted to do is dispel a lot of the rumors around RV parks, like, oh, they're trailer parks, they're gross. Oh, these things don't make money. Guys, literally every park I've ever seen people buy actually make money. Now, we will find parks tomorrow, and you will see parks tomorrow that do not make money, and I will tell you what to do with those parks and how to stay away from them or follow up with them or how to offer on them properly by Wednesday. You will know how to find parks by tomorrow, how to offer on those parks on Wednesday. Make sense? Sophia says, I got laid off for a reason. Were you stealing candy out of the RV park spot? Cool. Rachel. This is great. Rachel is one of those people that's like, please drop everything you're doing and answer my question. I love it. And her question is actually a really good one. Rachel, what's up? Please tell me you know how to unmute yourself. What up?
Hi.
Okay, so Rachel,
Go
let
ahead.
me teach you something. Anytime somebody asks you for credentials or like your company name, you sound so bad on the phone.
Okay.
I know that's I want to pause for effect there. When I first started in the business in 2012, I was primarily a wholesaler. I've upgraded since then. But I would go into the living room with no confidence. And every single time I had no confidence in the living room, sellers like, what are you doing here? Like, why are you here? Have you guys ever had like a teenager knock your door and try and sell you something?
Yes.
Okay. And you immediately are like, whatever you're selling, I don't have confidence in it, correct?
Well, it depends if it's a kid selling candy bars.
Okay. Besides that. Okay. But like, let's say
Yeah.
you're like it's a 20-year-old kid trying to sell you solar and he obviously doesn't know, he's never owned a home himself.
Yeah.
Obviously. He's like holding a clipboard, right? You're going to be like, nah, dog, I'm good. Right?
Yes.
Okay. So that's the energy you're giving off when you're having these conversations with people. And so the number one thing, okay, are you guys ready for the number one thing that you need before the end of this 4 days? Are you guys ready for this? I'm going to tell you something and you're going to be like, how am I going to find that? Okay. The number one thing that you need is a partner or a buyer. Okay. It could be the same thing, a partner or a buyer. And the reason being is because let's say, okay, Rachel, let's say you were in the SubTo community and you go, hey, Pace, I want to do a deal with you. Will you be my partner? Do you think I could show my credibility? Do you think I could maybe give you a proof of funds? Do you think maybe I could even just get on the phone call with you and just do the deal for you and pay you a fee?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have the seller's phone number? Do you want me to call them right now?
Yes.
Okay, let's call him. Can you send me a private message on Instagram real quick and I'll call him right now?
Yes.
Okay. Do you see how I have the confidence to just make a call out of the thin air about any single thing? Because I've done the business long enough. I've done the reps, right? So the number one thing you're going to need is somebody like me. And I'm going to introduce you to like 40 of them on Thursday. Okay. And I'm actually going to bring them in live for you to meet some of them so you can understand that's going to solve literally 99% of your problem in the very beginning. Do we all agree with that?
Well, I do want to say that he was going to send me his financials until his lawyer told him to check me
Okay.
and find out more about me.
Smart lawyer. I love it. Did you DM me?
Yes. Did you get it?
Oh, you must have sent me. You've never DM'd me before. Is that what's going on?
It says host and panel.
Let's see here. Did you send this on Facebook or Instagram?
In the chat.
Oh, got it. Can you just send it? Okay, let's see. Panelists. Hey, Carly, will you kick Dave Simon out? We told you guys not to put your contact information in the side chat. Will you kick Dave Simon out? I told you guys like for 15 minutes, don't do that. Sorry, Dave. I'm sure you're a freaking cool guy, but you broke the rule we talked about for like 10 minutes. Cordarius Vassar says, are we still getting the list? Hold on a second. Send it to me on Instagram, please. Can you go,
Okay.
Rachel, can you go to Instagram real fast?
Yes.
Okay. I want to make a call to this person. Cordarius Vassar, let's chat. What list are you referring to, my friend? Please tell me you know how to unmute yourself.
Hey, Pace.
Hey, what's up? What list are you talking about? I probably gave it away and you probably showed up late.
Talking about the private money list. I watched in a webinar that you had hosted a few weeks ago, and I had got a list or whatever.
Okay, you guys want a private money lender list right now with like 400
Yes,
private money lenders on it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you remember in my post I made this morning, I would give it to you guys at the end at 7 o'clock today?
Well, it's 8:39 where I'm at right now.
Well, my friend, I didn't make that post based on where you're at. I made that post on where I'm at, and I made sure I said PST. Some of y'all, I swear to you, did Ashton Kutcher send you to me? Are you trying to punk me right now?
No, sir. I'm actually got a deal that I've been working on.
No, you do not have a deal. You have a lead at best.
Well, yeah, a lead.
Okay, we don't say deal if it's not under contract. Don't say the word deal.
It's on the contract. I got to find a buyer.
Okay, so you've already contracted it.
Yes, sir.
Okay, interesting. Can I tell you guys one of the worst mistakes you could ever make in this business is get a deal before you have a buyer?
Well, man, honestly, I just got started. I'm only 25, and I'm trying to get the ball rolling.
Okay, cool. So you've been only watching YouTube content, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so guys, you got to get off YouTube at some point. YouTube is for entertainment, and it is. Am I allowed to cuss today, guys? Anybody? Can I say cuss? Can I cuss for a second? YouTube is there to entertain you. It's not actually to educate you. Every single time we make a YouTube video, we're trying to tease the algorithm to make sure that people get views on it. There's very little actual value on YouTube at some point, especially in this kind of stuff. Brother, please don't be a wholesaler unless you have a buyer, period. Do not lock. You think about what you did. This is what I've been a wholesaler for a long time. You went and negotiated with a homeowner on their home without actually knowing what you're going to do with that. So they, in their mind, are like, hey, I'm making plans. I'm making life plans. Some of them are getting moving trucks. They're getting ready to sell, like move out of their house. And you don't even have a buyer.
Yes, sir. That's where I'm trying to, just get everything going.
Brother.
You got to take action, you know.
You should take the appropriate action. Practice is only valuable if it's perfect practice, okay? But hang with me. Rachel, does this guy know you as Ray or as Rachel?
Rachel.
Okay, cool. All right. And where does this guy live? California?
Tyler, Texas.
Ooh, that's a good place.
Hello.
Hey, is this Bob?
Yes.
Hey, Bob, my name's Pace. I'm partnering with a girl named Rachel that's been looking at one of your RV parks.
Hi, Pace.
How you doing, brother?
Fine, appreciate you calling.
Good. She said that your attorney needs some credentials. Do you mind giving me a list of some things I can put together for you and your attorney to take a look at?
Shoot, he really didn't give me a list, just things that kind of introduce yourself.
Okay, cool.
And maybe some of the properties you guys have found and
Heck yeah.
whatever invested in, but I want y'all to come look at this.
I would love to. I'm actually going to be in Dallas here in the next couple of weeks. I can zip over to where you guys are. Why are you guys selling it?
I'm getting too old.
Got it. Okay. Are you
70.
are you guys currently operating it right now, or do you have a manager?
We both are actually. Yeah. And
Okay.
he does most of it. He's just done a wonderful job. Wonderful.
Would he stay, if I bought it from you guys, would he stay on board?
Yes, he will. I
Heck
talked
yeah.
to him.
That's awesome. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
But you got to come feel in touch.
I will.
To get the
not only will I feel in touch,
perspective.
I will make sure you see my RV parks and my websites and the ones that I operate as well, so you know that I'm a credible buyer.
That's awesome. This is actually a resort.
Okay.
I
Love it.
don't. Yeah, it's much more than, nothing wrong with the RV park, but it's much more than that. There's just got a lot of other components to it.
Did Rachel talk to you at all about doing any sort of seller finance on this deal?
Yes.
And
Yes,
what was the answer to that?
I will. Yeah.
Okay. Well, what are you thinking? If you're my bank, right, you're the seller and you're financing me, what kind of terms would this bank, the Bank of Bob, give me?
I'd have to think about it, but we try to work something out.
Okay.
I'd try to work something out with you.
What kind of down payment would you be looking for?
I'd want the majority of it down, just to be honest.
Okay, no problem. I can do that. I just did a strategy that's called the Morby method, where I go get a loan for like 70% of the purchase, and then I have my sellers carry the other 30%. Would you be willing to do that?
I think so.
Okay, cool. Perfect.
If we agree on the price,
Of course.
the price. Yeah.
Love it. Okay, cool. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put together a little credibility package. I'll even have my personal banker on the email. Do you mind? Are you a good texter, Bob?
Somewhat.
Can you text
my
me?
age will tell you a lot about it.
Can you text me to this current cell phone and just text me your email address?
I certainly can.
Okay, perfect.
I certainly can.
Give
Yeah.
me.
Tell me your name again.
My name is Pace. Pace. Pace.
Okay, Pace. Okay.
Cool. And what I'll do is I will give me 24 hours and I'll have a whole credibility package for you. And then maybe we can chat on Thursday or Friday about me getting
Okay.
out to the property.
I want you to come and I can
Take me to dinner.
I'll do whatever you want to do. You can spend the night, bring your family if you have a family, whatever you want to do.
I do.
Yeah, bring them.
You are the man.
Put you up for the weekend.
Okay. I got a 1-year-old and a 3-year-old. They're loud.
That's fine. We got a boat. We got pontoon boats and nice cabins wherever you want to stay. We'll fix you up.
All right, brother. I appreciate you so much. Thank you. So if you could text me your email, I'll put a package together and then
Do
we'll
it right
schedule a time for me to come out and see you.
All right, brother. We'll see you later.
All right. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye, Pace.
See you. Okay. So Rachel, let's unmute you for a second. Oops, my bad. Rachel,
Yes.
do you see the difference maker is me?
Yes.
And no amount of education I can give you is going to solve that problem for you. You need to find a partner, somebody like me. And what I'm going to do for you guys this week is I'm going to introduce you to a couple of my friends. In fact, one of my friends is going to be coming up here in 15 minutes. He found me, his first deal, he found me. That was his first RV park deal. He'd done some flips and he'd done some other things, but he's like, I want to get in some bigger stuff. And so he came to one of our SubTo meetups, met me in person, brought me an RV park. He made $60K plus 5% ownership. And then now that RV park that he owns with me at 5% gave him credibility to go and talk to other people and go, yeah, I own that RV park. They don't ask how much he owns, but now he can use that credibility to go and buy other RV parks that same way. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So do you see the pathway? It's like, first thing I need is I need a credible partner. I need somebody like a Pace or Pace's friends that I can anchor into, because either A, right now, Rachel, you're not a deal keeper right now. You're a deal finder, correct?
Mm-hmm. Correct.
Cool. So Rachel, you're a deal finder. You're going to find a deal for somebody like me. That's going to give you credibility so that you can at some point see the game, play the game, and then go, all right, I'm ready to keep one of those deals for myself. Now, how many people enjoyed, I could just make a call on a whim and basically lock up a deal. Okay. And by the way, Rachel, have you and I ever talked before about this deal?
No, not this deal. No.
Okay, cool. So, I don't know the address. I don't know anything. All I need to know in the very beginning is I need to know why he's selling and what's he willing to do for me. I'm going to do something called a Morby method transaction. It's a creative finance transaction I invented about 13 years ago. I invented this transaction where a seller that wants a really large down payment, I can get him a down payment even without money out of my pocket. And I'll talk about that maybe on Thursday when we break down that particular deal. Okay, I'll call that seller back. We'll work through the numbers. You guys cool with that? On Thursday, we will talk about buying that RV resort.
Yeah.
Okay. Rachel, Tyler, Texas is a pretty good market. I like Tyler, Texas.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah. Okay. So I love that you're calling RV park owners. You are obviously trying to do deal finding. Are you running into this problem frequently where people are like, yeah, sure, girl. Yeah, fine.
No, I've actually run into, this is my first owner that is at the brink of saying, yes, he wants to sell. The other ones, either I can't reach the owner or people hang up on me saying no. And others that want an email, but they never follow up. So.
Okay, love it. No problem. So one of the things by the way, guys, I don't cold call anybody. I'm not a big cold caller. I hate cold calling. You can tell I love talking to people. I would never do what you're doing, Rachel. I would never do what you're doing. I would only reach out to RV park owners I already know are interested in talking to me. You, my friend, are a glutton for punishment, and I like it. I like how you roll. I like how you show up. It's freaking awesome. Okay. So I'll help you out with that deal. Thank you for DMing me his info. He just gave me his email. I'll get him a credibility package. Can you do me a favor? And can you also DM me your email? I'll copy you on the email and you'll be my partner on this transaction.
Yeah.
And I'll show people how important it is to have somebody like me that can actually be your credibility package on every one of those deals. Okay.
Yes. Okay.
Freaking awesome. Guys, give it up for
Thank
Rachel
you.
for bringing some freaking value to us today. That's so cool. By the way, a lot of our SubTo members, I'm getting text messages. One of my friends, Casey Savage, just sent me a text and he goes, Pace, can I be one of the 40 buyers that you bring to the RV There Yet challenge? I have a bunch of amazing people that will be introduced to you guys on Thursday. Okay, on Thursday. All right, so we understand how these are managed. We understand why they're so great. What did we learn from that call? Okay, number one, do I need to even know the address to work out a deal? No. You're always looking for motivation. You're looking for pain. What is this guy's pain, his motivation? Guys, in the side chat. He's old, right? 70 is actually really young in my personal opinion, but I think you get to a point at 70 where you're like, I'd really like to start traveling a little bit more and I don't want to be locked down by this property. What do you guys think is his biggest problem? What do you think is his biggest problem? It's not that he's old. It's not time. There you go. Operations. The problem with most of these RV park owners, and same thing with multifamily. I'm going to do a multifamily class for you guys in December. I'm going to do a 5-day multifamily class for you guys in December because I'm getting ready to launch a big multifamily semester for the SubTo community. I'm going to do the first 4 days for free for you guys. Most of the multifamily properties I buy, it's the same thing. The seller's like, I'm changing the light bulbs. I'm switching out the wax rings on the toilet. I'm painting the fascia. I'm doing the thing. Why? It's because they retired and now that property is their only source of income. And so they never scaled or delegated. They never built systems and they never hired people. And so what they did is they got sucked into the vortex of just managing the park themselves, which ultimately creates an opportunity for who? Who does that create an opportunity for? Okay. For you guys, that guy and his inability to learn and, join mentorships or invest in himself and learn how to be an operator. Guess what he's learned to do? He's learned how to be a low-level landlord. I'm not saying he's a low-level human. He's a low-level landlord. I wouldn't even say I'm a landlord and I have 2,000 rentals. I don't know a single tenant's name. I know that we have an OnlyFans girl in one of our properties that is constantly causing issues for other tenants on the street. I don't know her name. I don't know anything about it besides the girls on my team talk about it from time to time. Outside of that, I don't know anything about any of my properties. I buy them, I put them in the portfolio, they cash flow, I do whatever I need to do with those properties. But that guy is the opposite. And that is what do we call that person, guys? What do we call that person? That is what we call a tired landlord. Okay. A tired landlord. When you hear that list, we're going to pull one of those lists tomorrow. We're going to pull a list of tired landlords tomorrow. What does that mean? It means they own 1 or 2 properties. They've owned them for 15 years. Why would somebody, think about this. Why would somebody only own 1 or 2 properties if in their LLC and they've not bought any other properties in 15, 20, or 25 years? Why? Because they are a tired landlord and that one property has zapped their energy and they've focused entirely on that one property and they never scaled. Okay. So what does that do for us? It gives Rachel the opportunity to get paid a finder's fee. It gives me an opportunity to go visit this park and buy it and put it in my portfolio. And then what will I do? I will use systems, processes. I will use AI. I will use technology. I will increase the revenue of this property and I'll hold it in my portfolio and make millions of dollars. Now, is anybody afraid of jobs being lost in the future? Anybody afraid of this? Okay, here's what's cool about RV parks. RV parks are so affordable. They are actually the most affordable asset class next to mobile home parks in the country. So what's going to happen is these are going to continue to have more and more and more and more demand as things get more and more and more expensive. Do you feel like, whether you hate him or you love him, do you feel like Trump is going to solve housing affordability? Do you feel like Biden was ever going to solve housing affordability? Do you feel like any freaking president of the United States has ever solved housing affordability, or is it going to get worse no matter who they are? Okay. Doesn't matter who they are, right? It's going to continually get way freaking worse. So I don't care who the next president is. Trump, who knows? JD Vance, Elon Musk, I don't care. They could change laws. I don't care. Hey, he's not an American. Got it. Whatever. Whoever is going to be president, it's going to be way worse in 4 years. It's going to be way worse in 8 years. It's going to be way worse in 12 years. So what will happen are the asset types that are affordable will amplify. What we're already seeing right now is single family houses are being turned into multifamily with pad split and co-living. We're already seeing the doubling of RV parks over the next 10 years. And right now, mobile home parks are being bought up and freaking expanded at levels we've never seen before, because people can go live in those things for $800 or $1,000. What is your guys' rent where you guys live? What's your average rent? You should know this. Okay. In Phoenix, Arizona, our average rent is $1,800 a month. Okay. $1,800 a month is our average rent here in Phoenix, Arizona. In Ohio, it's probably the cost of a cheeseburger. Okay. Okay, cool. Oregon's 1,500. Love it. Columbus is booming. I'm kidding, all you Ohioans, Cleveland, Columbus, all you guys. 1,600. And guys, if freaking Puerto Rico is $1,600, what do you think is going to happen to our nation in the next 10 years? RV parks are going to blow up. Mobile homes are going to parks are going to blow up. It's incredible. What's beautiful about this is not only this month am I going to teach you on RV parks, but next month, okay, this will be right before my big 100-day tour. Right in October, I'm going to teach you guys about mobile home parks and how to find mobile home parks. Very different, very, very, very different, okay? So we will teach you guys on mobile home parks next month, but this month and the next 3 days, it's going to be RV parks, okay? I don't know the dates yet, guys. I don't have a 9-to-5 job. I do what I want when I want. I don't plan things like free challenges that far in advance. I'm going to figure it out when I figure it out. I'm very sorry, okay? All right. So you guys ready to bring up our final person of the day? I want to talk about Jordan Reyes's story. Carly, if you could bring up Jordan Reyes, that'd be awesome. I want to talk about Jordan Reyes's story, how his first RV park, he didn't even know it was an RV park. He thought RV parks were multifamily. That's how inexperienced he was in the very beginning, just like all of us. He brings me a deal. He gets paid $60K, gets credibility. And I want him to talk about his RV park that he's the first one he bought in Big Fork. I know he's got other ones he's working on right now. Jordan, what's up, brother? How you doing?
Fantastic, Pace. How are you?
Really good. Guys, this is Jordan Reyes. Say hi to Jordan Reyes. He's incredible. You guys should follow him on Instagram. He's a good friend of mine, a leader inside of SubTo. Jordan, do you want to tell the story of the RV park, the $5 million one that you bought that is in Big Fork?
I would love to.
Okay, cool. So a couple of key points. I know you're already going to cover these, but why were they willing to sell that to you? Why were they willing to give you such great terms? And how's that park going? And tell us all about it. I'm going to pull myself off spotlight, but I will still be here. Tell us the story and how you went from deal finder to deal keep. I know you're still finding deals and you're getting wholesale fees and stuff like that too, but now you're building a big portfolio and you're going to be one of the biggest names in RV parks in the country by far. I know it's going to happen. Tell people that transformation from deal finder to deal keeper. Guys, give it up for Jordan Reyes in the side chat, please.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. Yeah. So my life kind of changed when I met Pace. And that was, what was that? Maybe 2 years ago in Bozeman, Montana.
Bozeman, Montana. Did you have to drive all the way down there?
I did. Yeah.
That was like a 5-hour drive.
That was like the next neighborhood over, in Montana. Everything's 2 hours away, at least. But that's where we first met and where we talked about the deal, the Glacier Peaks, and I, to your point, had no idea about RV parks. I'd never stayed in an RV park. I didn't know anything about RVs and was trying to figure out multifamily at that time. And it's just crazy to think now, fast forward, we're doing multiple parks and things like that. But this last park that we bought was in Big Fork. And really the pain point of the seller, they had been trying to sell this thing for maybe a year and a half. And there are some unique things about this park that are different than most parks. Every single one of the lots are separately deeded and recorded. So that's, for people that are in the development side or new construction, it's a little bit different than like Glacier Peaks, the park that we own in Kalispell. But the seller's main issue was the seller was actually splitting time between here and Texas and had been taken advantage of, with some work campers and just not running it like a business. He had originally bought it for his family as like a playground. And so he never really put that effort into running it as a business. He had been taken advantage of, lost like 50, 60 grand one summer, just from somebody taking advantage of the system. And so he was like, man, I'm done with this park. Like, I don't want to deal with it anymore. But his biggest thing was in selling it, he didn't want to get hit with capital gains and taxes. He also just wanted to make sure that somebody was credible, that was going to take it over. And so what was interesting was the agent knew of Glacier Peaks, had previously sold it to the owner that we bought it from, Eric. And so she immediately knew like, oh, these guys are legit and they will actually close on a park. And so she went back to the seller and said like, hey, I think I have your buyer. Like, these guys are going to do what they say they're going to do. And so she went back to that seller and we met, and he was a good old boy from Texas. And so we structured the deal so that we could take over the park with less than 5% down. And now we're in the middle of an expansion and doing some unique things in that community. So it's been a lot of fun. And what that has led to is I didn't know anything about RV parks. I still don't know much, to be honest. It's all always learning every day. Our team takes care of a lot of that, Jennifer and Angela on our team. And so, but
what's the name of that park? Is that Pine Meadows?
Yeah, it's Pine Meadows.
We had a meetup there and I was like, dude, why didn't I buy this RV park? This park is freaking sick.
It's probably got like $2 million just in the asphalt alone, right? Like
it's a freaking beautiful park. And you guys, by the time you're done with this park, what do you think you're going to make on this?
It'll be a couple $1 million on that one park.
That's freaking, isn't that cool that the seller also is like so happy you guys are making this money on this deal because you guys are helping him?
Yeah. He was gotten to that point in his life where he had done some other things in some business. And so he was at that point where he's like, man, I just want to see somebody else take this over. I don't have the drive to do it. I just don't have it in me. And so he's excited for what we've done with the park already and, just continuing to grow it. And people in the community don't even know it exists. I've met plumbers down there and just different people, and they're like, man, I've lived here for 20, 30 years. Never even knew this park existed. It's so nice. It's so pretty. And so it's an awesome place.
Okay, so you've got somebody in the SubTo community who I love that has joined your team, right? She's helping out and being your operator. Who is that gal?
Jennifer Breitbach, it runs our operations, and then Angela Dunaway is Southern Hospitality Extraordinaire.
She's so good. I love
So
her too.
good.
So you guys are out looking for RV parks. Have you guys dialed in your buy box yet? Like what states you're looking for, what size of parks you're looking for, et cetera?
We have. If you go on my Instagram, it's posted on that first it's pinned at the top. So we are looking for a lot of stuff in Montana, Wyoming, Idaho, Colorado. We actually just this morning got another deal under contract in Texas. So we'll still buy in other places as
Are
well.
you guys going to keep that one or sell it to me?
We're going to keep it. It's a story for another day, but a very good terms. We're basically just taking it over.
In the side chat, Karina, I think just put his Instagram in the side chat. But Jordan, what's your Instagram?
My Instagram is @the_Jordan_Reyes. So it's just my name.
So guys, Dylan Brown is obviously he lives in Utah. So he's like his buy box bounces all around Utah, but not Utah. Any reason why? Yes, everybody's different. It's like explaining to somebody why I like the color blue, but I don't like the color green. It doesn't mean green sucks. Okay. It just means that he likes blue more. Okay. By the way, Jennifer Breitbach, who is on his team, lives near him, and they want to live in places that is nearby. Okay. Carly Grunman just put his Instagram in the side chat. So go and love on him on the Instagram. Jagadish says he has 3,000 new followers. He's going to get 3,000 new followers. I hope so.
Love it.
Why would you guys stay away from Utah? Because you probably don't have the resources, or you don't want to drive all the way down there when there's enough opportunity near you already.
Well, Utah is actually one of them. Washington, Idaho, Colorado, Utah, Montana, Wyoming.
I got to stop paying attention to people in the side chat. They're freaking knuckleheads, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh my gosh. Okay, so a couple of things. I want to point something out to you guys. Please understand this. You do not need to do an RV park every single day. Okay? You don't need to do one every month. This is what also is very cool, is that you can do an RV park per quarter and honestly be overwhelmed because you're buying too many too fast. Okay? You can also buy one a year and still be incredibly busy. You don't need 100 of these RV parks, unlike single family properties. I do like single family. I still buy single family here in Phoenix, Arizona, but I'm buying RV parks in about 15 different states. Pace, why not all the states? Well, because I can't handle 50 states. I'm only buying in a handful of states that I already have teams and systems and processes set up. It doesn't have anything to do with the fact that New Jersey and New York suck. Okay. I'm sorry, not the fact. That was an opinion. Okay. I'm kidding. I actually love New Jersey and New York. Okay. And the beautiful thing about RV parks is that if you found a good RV park in any state, Jordan, you would probably hold an RV park in any state, correct?
Yeah, we would. But
Because
it goes
you don't,
back to what you said, having the team, having the people, and that's when you partner up with others. That's what our Texas deal is.
yeah. And the reality is, guys, RV parks don't have the same tenant landlord laws that single family properties do. Because what are we doing? Jordan and I rent dirt for a living. Okay. These people live in their own units. They have no squatters' rights. We can pull them out immediately. Okay. So you can do these in New York, California, New Jersey. We are literally just renting dirt to people. It's very short term. Okay. The average stay of an RV park, my favorite part of RV parks, by the way, is the tax benefits on an RV park are the best. Yes, Stephen, we have people in the SubTo community that are buying RV parks in Maine as well. 100%. Yes. Guys, I would say you should own an RV park in a place you want a vacation. Although I don't think, have you stayed at any of your RV parks?
Me?
Yeah.
No.
Have you ever stayed in an RV yet?
No.
Okay. So guys, don't, Okay, so Jordan is not a good example of this. I actually love RVing. I'm surprised, dude. You freaking live in Montana and you kill things. So like, how have you not RV'd before?
Just a tent, I guess. I don't know.
He's like, I'm doing poor man RVing. It's called tenting. I'm doing tenting. Okay, guys, once again, Jordan Reyes, his Instagram. Can you put, Jennifer Brightball, can you please put his Instagram in the side chat? Please, my friend. Jordan, why do you like RV parks? Anything off the top of your head that you want to share with people?
I think there's just so many, there's just so much opportunity, right? The mom and pop, it's easy to have those conversations directly with them. You know, you go in and you're just, for a lot of people, they do like RVing, right? And so when they are traveling, you can literally walk in the office, and most of the time, because they're mom and pop, they're owner operated, and you just walk in there and have that conversation. And you don't even have to be talking about that specific park. It could be a simple conversation of, hey, you know, I'm interested in getting into the space. Like, what can you tell me about the RV park space and the world? Like, what would I look for in a park? And out of that conversation, it might come up that they want to sell or something like that. So it's very easy to get directly in touch with them. And then there's just so many different levers to pull when it comes to raising rates, operationally, adding amenities, you know, selling or renting things like a pontoon boat or a, you know, a paddle board or a golf cart or ice machines. There's just so many different things that you can do.
I love it. Guys, give it up for Jordan Reyes. Go follow him on Instagram. Give him a ton of love. He's a good friend of mine and my partner. He found his first RV park, brought it to me, got paid 60 grand for just finding the deal. Owns 5% of that park with me. The big one we bought for $5 million. Sorry, trying to eat. Been busy today. Been a busy day. What's great about Jordan is Jordan did it. He followed the playbook. Okay. He followed the playbook I wish I followed, which was go find somebody else a deal, partner with them, use that credibility to go buy your next RV park. And now he's buying RV parks like crazy. He's focused on that. Now he's done single family stuff, right? That's the beautiful thing about our SubTo community is that we do everything, but you can figure out what you're like truly in love with. And Jordan has fallen in love with RV parks, which is interesting. He is my friend. He moved really close to me in Montana. He bought a SubTo deal right by my SubTo deal, and we hang out up there in Montana. And I'm surprised he still has not RV'd. He's just tenting or whatever you want to call that, camping. Freaking incredible. Okay, so my friends, we're going to end the day with giving you a list of private money lenders. What is amazing is today I wired $505,000 to pay off all my private money lenders. I paid off all my private money lenders this year 100% from the cash flow from my RV parks. Those private money lenders are now on a list for you to go and use. I don't need them anymore. You guys can use them. I'm going to give you guys that massive list. Say thanks in the side chat, by the way. Okay, these are real people with real money. Okay, a simple thank you will suffice. I will work for a thank you and a compliment, okay? Especially about my mullet, because I'm sensitive about it. I'm putting the side chat on pause just for a second because I want to put this link in there. And what I'm also going to do for you guys is on Thursday, I'm going to pull a brand new list of private money lenders on Thursday. I'll give you guys a new list. A brand new fresh list on top of this. What'll typically happen on challenges like this is we'll start out with like 8,000 people that register. 3,000 to 5,000 people will show up today. We had about 4,600 people show up intermittently, which is awesome. And on Thursday, that number will be down 10%. So 10% of people will get this list, which is awesome. Okay. Now, one thing I've also learned is on these challenges to keep it short and to keep it sweet. Go through it very quickly. Tomorrow, we're going to do a lot more screen sharing on where to find these RV parks. We're going to do more calls, okay? In the side chat, right there is a link for 5 private money lender lists with about $70 million in available capital with those private money lenders. Text them, call them. They are real people, and introduce yourself, please. Do not be one of those people who goes, "Hi, are you Bob?" Yes, of course they're Bob. I gave you their cell phone number. Why are you asking them what their name is, you knucklehead? Text them, introduce yourself, say, hey, my name is Peter. I got your list from Pace. I want to put you in my phone as a private money lender when I find a deal that I want to keep. Would you be interested? That's how you have that conversation. Okay. There's the script. Don't make me say it again. How many people enjoyed the impromptu call to Bob today? Did you guys learn anything today about how amazing and how sweet these people are that are selling and retiring? That alone was worth you guys coming here for 2 hours and hanging out with me, I would say, right? How quickly somebody that has experience can just get on a phone call and this guy's like, I'll put you up for the week. Let's figure out how to get this deal done. Okay. We will do more of those calls tomorrow. We will also show you my top 7 ways to find these deals tomorrow as well. And that will tee us up for Wednesday. Okay. Tomorrow, I'm actually going to give you guys a new sheet of the checklist of everything I need in order for me to underwrite on Wednesday. So you know about the RV park industry. You know that it exists right now. This is kind of a warm up. Tomorrow, we're going to show you where to find these so you can be looking around for them. On Wednesday, we're going to show you how to determine whether it's a good deal or not. You guys remember the email I popped up earlier where the revenue for the entire year is $100,000? That doesn't include any expenses taken out. That's not a park for me. Well, I don't even need to underwrite that at all. I don't need to look at that because I know that's not a big enough park for me. I would just send that to somebody else. That's pretty easy. What we'll do on Wednesday is deep dive into these financials, deep dive into the questions we need to ask in order to determine whether an RV park is a good fit for us or for our buyer. How many people are excited for Thursday? I will introduce you to 40 buyers that want to partner with you. I will introduce them to you at the end of Thursday. Okay. I have a bunch of people in the SubTo community texting me saying, I want to be one of those 40 people. Okay. Silver says, I'm growing a mullet now. I'm on the call. Hey, love you. I love you too, brother. Leah, good to see you. I love you too, you sweet woman. Gosh, I love all my SubTo friends on here. Guys, I love you. I appreciate you. We will be back tomorrow. I start on time. I do not dilly-dally, so be back here at 5 o'clock. We've got some cool gifts, just like I gave you guys cool gifts today. And let my team know. Anytime you get a chance, let my team know. When they send you an email, reply back and just say thank you for everything you do. It takes a lot of people, about 15 people, to put these kind of webinars on together and make sure you guys are aware of these things. So make sure you tell my team thank you. We love giving you guys free value like this. We hope that what the people not in the SubTo community will do is that you guys will create activity and bring deals to people inside the SubTo community. That is my hope and my wish by the end of this challenge. Tomorrow, we already know the game plan. We will be doing that, and I will be starting on time. Thank you guys so much. Carly Grunman, I love you for all you do. Thank you for supporting me in all these live endeavors. You stay up late. You sacrifice time with your 2 daughters and your awesome husband. I just want to say thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. You are a dear friend of mine that always has my back, and I appreciate you tremendously. Thank you, guys. Have a good night. We will see you back here at 5 p.m. Arizona time for day number 2